Good morning. It's early. Mona has requested more behind the scenes footage. So today I'm sharing another one of my passions for you, and that's cooking. So we're making a Mother's Day feast. I did get a nice early start on this, and I've got half my cake done over here, which I started last night. And I also got some lamb shanks I started yesterday. Because so now we finished the rest of the meal. I'm going to do a Spanish rice with this, lamb shanks, salad. Come join the journey. Let's make some coffee and let's get cooking. Rule number one in cooking, always eyeball. And have coffee first. Be awake. Start with some coffee. And we're going to kill two birds with one stone right now. And we're also going to make some saffron water. That's just a way of using saffron in recipes. And for those of you who don't know, saffron is this very fragrant little red thread common found in all parts of the world. India, Pakistan, Iran, Morocco, Spain. It's delicious. Good morning, Sophie. I'm doing a cooking show.
I love it.
Without pants. Let's do some coffee.
Oh, wow. It's beautiful.
I'm still asleep. So it's a lazy cooking show. Do you want this coffee or do you want an espresso? He's going to say Nespresso, I already know. So what I did here, just in case anyone was wondering, put the coffee grounds in the bottom, and then you add a little bit of water, this much, to do something called letting it bloom. I don't know if it does anything. I don't think I even have the palate to discern the difference between letting your coffee bloom and not bloom. But after you leave it for like 30 seconds, then you add the rest of the water and cover it up. And you're supposed to do this part slowly too. Like you're supposed to go. I don't have patience for that. Oh, sorry, and I didn't finish explaining this. This isn't for drinking. This I'm going to mix with Spanish rice I'm making, and I'm also going to do a saffron aioli as a sauce for the lamb shank and for the Spanish rice. On that note, I did go to the nice butcher. It's Mother's Day, so I went to the nice butcher and I also acquired some scallops, some shrimp and stuff for the seafood rice. But let's make sure it's still frozen, so I'm going to defrost these in a bowl. All right, let's walk through my order of operations. I'm not one to use recipes. I am one to use ratios, though. So the first thing I want to do is the cake's not finished. I'm going to do a lemon-style custard for it because I do think it's going to be a little bit dry. This is a really traditional Spanish cake, which is made with lemon zest, orange zest, and it's actually almond flour as the base. And as great as it is, it's just a traditional taste. So I'm going to step it up a little bit, and I'm going to do a nice lemon custard in the middle. And then I think I'm going to get Sophie to make some type of cool stencil for the top to write Happy Mother's Day with powdered sugar, something nice like that. So the custard is the first thing I'm going to make because I want to also let that set in the fridge so it gets firm and I can actually place it on top of the cake, or in the middle of the cake, I should say. And then I'm going to start working on my Spanish rice, and I'm going to individually cook my chorizo, my shrimp, the scallop, the salmon, the chicken. I'm going to individually cook everything. Bring the rice up to a boil until it's stock in this nice crusade. I got a big crusade over here for the rice. And then I think I'm just going to place all the seafood in. Typically you'd want to let it cook together, but I think I want to do something a little cooler than that today. Let's get started. Sorry, moms, I'm putting pants on now. It's time to get work done. It's good behind the scenes footage. It's called sharing my passions. And who's not passionate about not wearing pants? Sophie, what are the new mugs? That's questionable. These are my new mugs. They match our new salt and pepper shaker. Bam. Nice. It's officially time to make some custard. So we need lemons, 2 or 3 lemons. I think I grated all my other lemons yesterday for other purposes, so I might have to grate some more. Lemons, we'll need icing sugar or regular sugar or confectioner sugar. I'm not sure. I think it's icing sugar. And Mona's gonna have to do some blurring on this one. All right, I'm gonna have to look up how to make custard. I don't remember. Let's figure it out together. Oh, I just looked up the custard recipe. Custard's not fun to make. It's a lot of effort, especially this one. There was a lot of questionable reviews on this recipe, so I'm not sure why I'm even going to try to. So I think I'm just going to go with my original YOLO, here's how I think custard should be made plan, and go from there. This one called for just like granulated sugar. I think icing sugar is going to work better because I have to melt it down on a double boiler, so it just didn't make sense to me. I'm going to need egg yolks. Sophie, right? Follow my instincts. Don't listen to the recipe.
It does seem to work out for you, surprisingly.
Okay, let's separate some eggs. Do we need egg white for anything? Otherwise, I'm not going to save it.
We could probably just fry it up and have it for breakfast.
I'll give you one reason. Sorry, sitting at the bottom of the sink. The beauty of the apron. All right, let's get some cornstarch. And I actually don't know if we have cornstarch. I don't know if cornstarch ever goes bad, my love. All right, number one rule of hosting, this is why you start cooking early. In fact, I started the day before because you always forget things. Have your partner on standby to send them to the grocery store, because now I've amassed a short list of things that I forgot to get the first time. And we gotta call an audible because I just don't have the ingredients to do what I was gonna do. So let's start cooking some Spanish rice. I guess I could prepare a double boiler for the custard. I don't think any of those will work. Never mind. We're cooking chorizo, baby. Sophie wants you guys to see the cherry blossoms. There you go, for your viewing pleasure. I showed the cherry blossom tree for you, darling. Call me if you have questions.
I will.
Thank you. Bye. For now, let's get it hot. Let's get it lubed up. Let's do some morning stretches. I'm not very stretchy. So, what's happening in your lives? You guys cooking anything nice for Mother's Day? You guys have any exciting plans? If you are a mom, what are you looking most forward to? Who's going to be your favorite kid this year? That's a big question. There always has to be a favorite. For my mom, it won't be me this year because I'm actually cooking for my fiance's family right now. They live in another city. So, sorry, Mom. But I did remember to text her already, although she sleeps in, so she's not even awake yet. So I'll call her when she's up. I ordered her some nice bowls. I'm at least a good enough son that I didn't forget it was Mother's Day. But maybe we'll give them a FaceTime later too. They can join the cooking show. Great question, audience. How long have I been cooking for? I started cooking at the age of 16. I was a rather large kid, and I decided one day I didn't want to be large anymore. So I decided not to eat a bunch of things, and then my mom's like, well, then you have to cook it for yourself. I'm not cooking something for you, then for your brothers, then for dad, da, da, da. So that's really when I started cooking. Growing up, this is a funny story. Growing up, we weren't allowed to watch TV shows, cartoons on the weekdays. And so if the TV was on, it would only be because my dad was watching something. And this man, the only thing he ever watched was the Food Network. That was it. And I used to despise it. But I'm talking like old school Jamie Oliver, like Barefoot Contessa, original seasons of Iron Chef, Emerald Live, like bam! All that good stuff. So that's what I grew up on, and somehow all of that must have sunk into my head because now it's kind of what I do. One of the most enjoyable things is smoking a little bit and just losing yourself in the cooking. And just making new recipes, creating things that kind of seem interesting. A little about me, you know, why don't you tell me a little bit about you? And any of you love to cook? Any of you guys restaurant owners, pastry chefs? That's a hard job. Working in pastry or bakery, you're up at probably 3 in the morning every single day, which I just sent Sophie to the bakery to get some nice fresh bread. This episode might be about me cooking, but Tom shares this passion with me. If not even to a higher degree, but more specific. The man loves making pizza. I think he's probably made over 300 pizzas in the last 300 days. So he has a real talent for it as well. And we'll link his he actually has a little YouTube channel or Instagram page where he posts his pizza making. So let's post that. Give the audience a sneak peek into the life of Tom. You should mention, back to the cooking. Chorizo's in there. I don't mind if a little bit of that burnt stuff gets on the bottom. I'm gonna scrape that all into the fat later. That's called fun. And I'm very fond of it because it adds a lot of flavor to everything else. Everything else in this case is going to be, I'm only gonna put 1 chicken breast in this because it's supposed to be mostly a seafood Spanish rice. I am adding chorizo and chicken, and the reason for that is because I could not find any good squid. I wanted to typically do some calamari in it, and I also couldn't find mussels. I didn't look that hard, but I couldn't find it. I should have used the tongs, not just my bare hands, but that's okay. Being the host of a cooking show would be kind of cool. Let's start with my celebrity crush. Sorry, my brain's all over the place, but I've been wanting to tell people this for a while, and I don't think people would know who my celebrity crush is or would be, but I'll let you guys guess. He's dead. Famous cook, famous author, famous TV show host, Anthony Bourdain. Honestly, he's a massive inspiration to me and many others. Only celebrity death that I actually cried from. I just thought that was just such a All loss of life is sad, but that one hit me especially hard because in my eyes, he lived the ideal life of getting to travel the world, tell these beautiful stories, share culture with the rest of the world. And as someone who's traveled myself to over 35 countries and is diehard passionate about food, and gets invited to the back of random restaurant kitchens oddly frequently, what he did really resonated with me as a beautiful thing and a perfect job. So that was sad. So this meal is in memory of Anthony, and of course it's for the moms out there, but in memory of Anthony. How about that? All right, let's see what we got going here. Man, that got brown fast. It's a nice color. I left that on a little too long, or not long enough, but I didn't really want that chicken to scrape at the bottom, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. Salt. This needs salt. For anyone who cares, you should always salt throughout the cooking process. The closer to the end product you salt, the more salty your food will taste. So for example, if you're frying onions or sauteing onions, you salt at the beginning because it helps release moisture and bring out the flavor. And if you salt them at the end, it's just going to taste like salt. So you salt at the beginning. For this, where everything's going to a massive rice, it's going to simmer together, it's going to back together for a long time and absorb all of each other's flavors, it becomes a little less important. But at every stage of the way, I'm still going to salt. I don't have to worry about high blood pressure, and neither does anyone who comes. So I can get a little salty about it. Not salty, sweet, sugary. Oh, I'm also going to be making some mimosas, but doing a hot take on a mimosa. This is some natural wine from one of my favorite wineries. It's from the Niagara region of Canada called Rosewood. And they had a crazy sale, so I had bought a box of different wines from them. And in the mimosa, I actually also got some clementine orange strawberry juice. So it's going to be kind of like a mimosa. Same but different. I think what I'm going to do, because this is going to be some really nice fat at the bottom. And I myself actually have a few food intolerances. Who would have guessed? So I can't have dairy products, or for that matter, I can't have gluten too. I guess I'll just come clean and say that. So everything I cook is gluten and dairy free. Still tastes great, I promise. And this cake, I actually chose a recipe that was naturally gluten-free, dairy-free, trying to take an existing recipe and transferring it into gluten-free, dairy-free. I don't know. Sometimes you have some extremely lackluster results. And so when you're cooking for people who can still eat gluten-full and dairy-full, the test is if they still enjoy it, or for that matter, can even tell if you had to do some abominable ingredients in place of butter and cream and those things. I find a good quality olive oil really goes a long way for most of butter's needs. Most important secret ingredient possible ever, always sprinkle a dash of love. Can't go wrong. I swear that's what makes our pre-roll so good too. Thinking. This is chaos. I'm just giving you guys more angles, more things to enjoy. You know what's hilarious? I just used the paper towel to lean my camera up. But guess what I need to use right now? The paper towel. One day, we'll have a full camera crew here in the kitchen with me, delivering you guys the best results. I'm just gonna dry off the scallops. If you want a good sear on scallops, try and dry it. I think that this makes sense. If something's wet, it's not going to crisp up as nicely. It doesn't really matter too much because I'm not even serving these individually on their own. I'm gonna slice them up and they're gonna be mixed with the rest of the rice. I don't have a ton of shrimp, I don't have a ton of scallops, not using a ton of chicken, not a ton of chorizo. The concept here is using a little bit of everything. Nice ratios and balances going here. You know what I'm notorious for also? When it comes to cooking or actually filming myself cook or anything in the part is like taking pictures of the end results. I'm just still defrosting my shrimp, guys. And we should probably take a cheeky vape hit sooner or later. You know what I have that probably not many of you have is one of our old school Delta 8 devices, the Bubba Kush. Honestly, it's low-key one of my favorite things on the planet. It's so good! I need more coffee. I'm so tired. Back to the cooking show. This is the Josh Ramble show, apparently. As soon as this is done, which it basically is, because once again, it's going to cook, I'm going to take all that off. I'm going to then sear the scallops in there. By that time, I'm done searing the scallops, which is just going to be like 30 seconds on each side. Boom, bam, get some color on there, make it look pretty. Probably sprinkle a little bit of lemon juice on there. No, I'm not going to do lemon juice. I'm going to do lemon juice over the entire rice at the end. I'm going to do that, do the shrimp. Then I'm going to take all the stock and all that flavor at the bottom. I'm actually going to probably fry onion in that and garlic in that first. Then toast my rice. Then add my stock. Then slowly integrate everything back in there. But we'll figure this out together. And I haven't fully amassed my plan. Sometimes you just gotta vibe it out. Is the wind coming from the east or the west? Does it smell like it's ready to cook? I wonder on actual cooking shows if a producer is like feeding people what to say and talk about, because I'm just just rambling. I got suspended in 4th grade because we were playing like King of the Hill. You're supposed to like be on a hill and you push everyone off. It was winter, we were all in our snowsuits. I take this snowball and I'm at the bottom of the hill. I am losing this game. I was not the king of the hill, I promise that. And my friend Daniel Z, I remember, he was at the top of the hill and I take the snowball and I throw it and I have terrible aim, but oh my God, this thing was flying straight. It was flying true. It was headed right for him. And Daniel's a freaking ninja. He just drops, boom, smashes one of my friends, Alessandra, right in the face, right in the nose. She got a bloody nose. I go to the hospital, and that's how snowballs got banned at our school and I got suspended. She knew it was an accident. I was so sorry. It was an accident. It was meant for Daniel's face, of course. Oh man, guys. If you are still watching at this point, I'm proud of you. I'm proud. People who like this will watch and the people who don't won't. This is looking good. So I'm now taking the sausages out. They are not done cooking, by the way. They got some great color on it and you'd think these might be done, but inside they're still raw. I had the heat on this pretty high. Before I throw the scallops in, I'm gonna add some more oil and then I'm just gonna try and quickly deglaze this pan a little bit. So, oh, when I was referring to fond, you guys wanna see what that is? It's this stuff. See all that dark stuff at the bottom? That's not burnt. That's flavor. That's the love right there. That's the passion that we want. I'm taking some type of more firm spatula. I actually have a wooden slotted spoon, which will do me justice for this. And as the new oil I added comes to temperature, it's just gonna help me remove this off, and you just give it a little scrapey, move that around. So now I'm turning this temperature up because I want it hot. I'm still a little concerned about stickage with the scallops on this pan, where it is a non-stick surface, but not the same as using just like a Teflon or something like this. So let's find out. So I just left them on some paper towel to dry out. They're feeling pretty good. They smell really nice. You can actually smell the sweetness of the scallops just right here. For those of you who don't know what a scallop is, it is a creature of the sea. They're a bottom feeder, similar to a clam or an oyster or something like that. It's a mollusk. So it has a very large shell that you typically don't see. And you scoop this out, and this is what's inside. You know what? I can put all of them in. I can just hear that this isn't going to stick too bad. And you're like, Josh, what do you mean you can hear that? It means nothing. It means I'm making that up, and I have no idea. It's hard to explain. You've just done this enough times, you just start getting the vibe of these things. I did receive a text message from Sophie that there's a long lineup at the bakery. She'll be back soon, I hope. This is what this looks like now. I'm gonna give it just a little dash of salt, and then we're gonna flip. That's it, literally that quick. Never mind, still needs 5 more seconds. We want some color on this. I'm gonna play some music. Music's over. Back to your regular scheduled programming. I'm doing some flippy. Oh my God, this looks so good, guys. Oh man. Oh, that's the stuff. All right, I'm gonna let that go for literally another 30 seconds. Oh my God, I'm all over the place, eh? It's like, give me this, do this. It's just chaos. I am chaos. Headband. I didn't sleep long enough. Scalp's done. Yummy in my tummy. What am I filming next? I've been filming for 12 minutes straight. I'm pretty proud of myself. Behind the scenes footage for days now, Mona.